Welcome back, folks. The Northwestern Red Raiders are hosting an opening round site for the NAIA National Softball Tournament. But you know what? They still do need to win games out in Sioux Center in order to advance to the final site of that NAIA Softball Tournament. Now, Northwestern, they were battling Baker to open their tournament run here. Baker leading 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth, but that's when Jory Hayek gets this one to drop in shallow left. Maddie Kovatek takes a turn around third, heads for home. Throw home is off target. Not only will Kovatek score, but Charlie Baumgars also scores due to the throw. Hayek trying to get to third. She's safe, and now it's 2-1 Northwestern. Next batter at the dish, that's Sydney Jacobs, and Jacobs sends one down the third base line. Nice stop there at third. Everyone's safe, though. Jacobs at first. Hayek scores, and it's 3-1. Top of the seventh, Baker down to their final out. Gwen Michelson, she'll put the finishing touches on that one with a throw to first. Red Raiders stay on the right side of the bracket with a 3-2 win.
I think I'm a very animated person, so whenever I do something good, I like to let myself know, but other people know. So I think just kind of how excited I got, I think it kind of passed on to a lot of other people. When I was walking up to the plate, I honestly just thought of I'm going to do it for somebody else. If I don't get on right now, my at-bat will carry on to someone else's at-bat. So just I don't know, the not me, but more of a we mentality I think helps immensely.
Now the Red Raiders will take on Marion of Indiana with a scheduled start time of 2:30 in Sioux Center on Tuesday.